Hi, I'm Doug Franklin, co-founder of Airhounds. Our airborne disease dosimeter enables you to make informed decisions about your risk of exposure to airborne viruses like COVID-19. The Airhound story began 20 years ago when my daughter Hannah was badly injured by a chlorine gas release at a swimming pool. Hannah survived, but her lungs were scarred, which makes her vulnerable to airborne diseases like COVID-19. Unfortunately, Hannah is not alone. About 5% of the population is medically vulnerable to severe infection. Another 7% are children too young to be vaccinated, like my granddaughter Iris. And 36% say the pandemic is having a serious impact on their mental health. People want COVID to be over, but it's not over yet for 48% of the population. That's a lot of people who have a problem with no obvious solution. Can you imagine what it would be like if you could just see airborne disease floating around like a red fog? If you could see viruses, you could avoid them. But that's not the world we live in. Airborne disease is invisible. You can't see it, smell it, or taste it. There's no way to tell if you're being exposed or not. You're flying blind, you're making decisions with little or no data, and as a result, you're living in a state of constant anxiety. And if you have been exposed, by the time you find out, it's too late. And not just for you, but everybody who depends on you. It might just be a couple weeks of misery, or it could be months of debilitating long COVID. At Airhounds, we believe the solution is to make the invisible fog of airborne disease visible. Our product measures CO2 as a proxy for the aerosols we exhale that can carry diseases like COVID-19. Our mobile app uses the level of CO2 around you to calculate a risk score in real time. The risk is presented as a simple stoplight. Green is go, red is no. Behind the stoplight is a sophisticated model developed at the University of Colorado. The model takes into account activity level, immunity rates, and community spread. Once you know whether or not the air you are breathing is safe, you can put your anxiety to rest. Green is good, enjoy yourself. Yellow means you should take precautions like opening a window or wearing a mask. And if you're in the red, you should probably go somewhere else that has better ventilation. So how does it all work? It's simple, just wear it, pair it, and share it. To get the CO2 level, we're developing a small wearable sensor. The sensor uses Bluetooth to talk to our mobile app. The app calculates a risk score and sends measurements to a shared map. The map makes it easy for anyone to see air quality measurements. It's like Yelp for indoor air quality. Airhounds has a simple revenue model. Our smallest wearable sensor without a display will cost $150. A larger wearable with display will cost $250. The app is free with potential for in-app purchases. The shared map is also free, but has potential to attract advertising, and the data behind the map could become quite valuable over time. Here's a quick look at our market. I mentioned earlier 36% of US adults say the pandemic is affecting their mental health. That's 92 million people. At $150 per wearable, that's a total market worth of $13.8 billion. Here's where we're at. We have built a minimum viable product of our mobile app. The iOS version of the app is currently under review by the Apple Store, and the Android version has been submitted to Google for review. The app pairs with readily available AirNet 4 sensors, so people can use it as soon as it's released. Meanwhile, we're working on a proof of concept of our wearable. As you can see by the components below the AirNet 4, it will be quite a bit smaller. The shared map is in development. It should be published by the end of summer. Here's the team. I'm Doug Franklin. I'm an MIT graduate with 30 years of experience designing, implementing, and operating complex systems. I've built X-ray telescopes for MIT, designed supercomputer motherboards, and architected document management systems for Alaska's largest oil companies. Prior to leaving my day job to focus on Airhounds, I was a senior IT manager leading a group of talented DevOps engineers at GCI. Max is a software engineer at GCI, where he has served as product owner and scrum master, mentoring a team of software engineers. Max is proficient in more than a dozen languages and frameworks. As an adjunct professor at the University of Alaska, he has taught complex systems analysis and agent-based modeling and life sciences. With the Airborne disease dosimeter, your risk level is low. Just wear it, pair it, and share it. Thanks for watching.